or Zohar or the like, that there are people, historians that are claiming that the Arians were going to be the original Adam and Eve. Is there any source for that?
I'm not good. I'm not the right person to ask this question. I don't know. I don't learn Kabbalah. I don't learn all these things. I would not know. Sorry. If you have simpler questions, so more practical, I'll try to answer. But these questions, I would not know.
I mean, because there are many people today that are claiming to be descendants of the lost tribes of Israel, and one of the claims is that the Arians are the lost tribes, but that is not making sense to me.
I don't think people talk. People so emptily talk. Other things like we have these videos, 1 minute video, and a person makes takes everything opposite. How can you take everything opposite? So many people do opposite. Not many, but some. On a steady basis, opposite conclusions. It's 1 minute, not even 1 minute, at 57 seconds. How can you get everything wrong if we spell out everything correctly? So if person reads books and make up stories, I'm not surprised. I don't know. I would not know. I don't know. Okay.
So just to end this question is because I am kind of worried because this information I found about this, it was related to white supremacist groups. It's kind of these black Hebrew Israelites, and it's this seems to be a threat, and I see nobody's doing anything about it.
I mean, we cannot get distracted with every claim that people make. You understand? We have Torah to learn. We cannot. So that's the bottom line. So what I do know, right? Some things we do know. That it's job of the Mashiach. One of the three missions of Mashiach is to bring all Jews from all over the world back to Israel. So in order to fulfill the mission, he would need to know who's a Jew, who's not Jew. So just leave it for Mashiach. He knows. He does not rely on theory. He relies on direction from HaShem. So why should we worry about it? And plus, today we go who is a Jew, who is not Jew, by 3 generations. So if you know your 3 generations before, right? So you know that you're a Jew. So I mean, we assume the most likely person is a Jew. So that's it. So can you say for sure that the 5 generations before nothing happened? No. So some people who think today that they're Jews and maybe even very learned one, maybe they're not Jews. You never know. So that's a job for Mashiach. I think that we should not worry about it too much.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Worry about dairy bread and the meat bread. That's a bigger issue, because why? That's a lesson, not lesson. It's provocation from Satan, right? So he's trying to think about the past, like we can correct something. We cannot. What about future? What about the future? What is going to happen? Also, we cannot predict the future, even if we can predict. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Right? What exactly are you going to do about it? But in the meantime, the most important mitzvah, as we said yesterday and some time ago, and today I said in another class, it's a mitzvah that's right in front of you. And person gets so distracted about the past, about the future, this supremacy. So he cannot, I'm not talking about you, but in general, right? In general, all of these worries, how I'm going to pay my rent, how I'm going to do this, or how I have a check medical exam with the doctors. He said you have to do MRI, this and that. A person cannot sleep, and they start fighting people in my office, this and that. So I've been working in the same company for more than 20 years plus, right? And since the year 1, they had this sometimes one time a year, sometimes twice a year, they would fire people, every year, and everybody would start worrying The only time people did not worry, it's like after they finished firing. So next week, everybody were relaxed, in a good mood. But like after that, they were started preparing for the next firing season. It was ridiculous. So people lived all of these years, and some of them never got fired. You understand? With all of the pressure, they was trying to impress the bosses, and bosses themselves got fired. So I mean, so we have to concentrate what is in front of us and try to do the mitzvah that is pertinent to us right now in the best way possible. That's in our power, and and that's what we're going to be asked. But about what happened 20 years ago, what's going to in the future, how come you did not prepare for the future? Who said it's going to be the future? The blogger? Who said so? One lady, we have one crazy cannonball, right, in our one of our channel. So she started leaving the commentary. At first I started replying, but she just left the and she runs to another video and said, like, I said that's enough, I stopped. So she said, listen to this. It was video about halaf. So we said halaf, there is in Eastern Europe, there is a word halava, right? Halava mean what? I said that the word came from the word halav in Hebrew, right? The Jews would give to non-Jews this free milk. They would milk the cow, put it by the fence. Non-Jews would come and take the milk. Okay, that's so this in a simple procedure. And somebody suggested this genius. So why don't you arrange with a non-Jew to come and milk your cow? So exactly, and then unfortunately he's a Jew, ignorant Jew. So if he learned in our class, he would understand it's not allowed. But of course, I don't reply to these people. But this crazy lady, this crazy canon, so she said no. She said yeah, the cow, the Sarah, the holy Sarah, is a queen, and queen does not take anything from anybody. Listen to me. And that's why she provide milk. So Sarah, like there's a matters that she was like breastfeeding other children, right, to show that it's not fake. So that this Yitzchak is actually her son, right? So and that she gives milk to everybody. So since she's a queen and a cow, and she can provide, and she does not need anything in return. I was like, you normal? Why would you say so? It's not like I'm a big expert. I know all of the midrashim around, but this sounds a little crazy. That's a little too much. So I said, thank you very much, but I said, can I find out what is the source? Maybe I want to also read. And she said it's Friedrich Freud, or whatever his name, Freud, right? This psychiatrist. From she said it's from chapter number 3. It's like, you normal? So she gives our like I'm not sure what did it say in his book, or she made like based on his theory. That's people like that. You understand? And she comments like every day. She makes the one comment worse than the previous one. And she's a Jew, unfortunately, and she knows some about Nazirus and about this and that. So about we had a video about cutting the beard. So she said, yeah, it could be a woman, could be Nazir. What is the connection? All these people. So just because somebody knows the words and can speak nicely, right, and highly educated, does not mean that we have to listen. Like, people are crazy. You understand?